Sensory processing, what it means, and what strategy to use with your child. For our topics today, we're going to talk about our main 5 senses, which are vision, your sight, what you can see, auditory, hearing, gustatory tasting, olfactory smelling, and tactile, which is touch. Other senses in our body. We all have different senses all over our body to determine how we react to new stimulus. Proprioception is the receptors that are located in our muscles and joints that send information to our brain as to where our body parts are in relation to one another. When we're moving, when we're walking, when we're jumping, running, these receptors are telling us where our foot is in relation to our ankle, in relation to our leg, so that way we are not falling over, those kind of things. Vestibular receptors are located in the inner ear, activated by gravity, and tells us where we are in space. Tells us how high up we are from something, tells us if we're falling, tells us if we're spinning around and getting dizzy, that kind of stuff. Interoception is the ability to sense and interpret the body's internal state, including the physical state and emotions. Physically, how are you feeling? Do you feel sick? Are you tired? That kind of stuff, as well as your emotions. Knowing our emotions is extremely important for sensory processing to help us regulate the body. What is sensory processing? Sensory processing is the effective registration of sensory input in the environment and one's body. It is the way the brain receives, organizes, and responds to sensory input in order to produce an adapted response. What does this mean? It means that it's how our body takes in what's happening to it, whether that be what's going on around it noise-wise, what you can feel, what you can smell, and it's how your brain takes that information in and how it processes it, and then how it tells you to respond to it. Why is sensory processing important? Sensory processing is needed for behaving in a meaningful and consistent way, development of motor skills, play skills, being able to play with peers, being able to understand peers, being able to understand not to crash into things, not to break things down, helping play with your peers, not making them upset, all these different kinds of things. Self-regulation, regulating your emotions, regulating your body, making sure that you're ready to be an active member of what you're doing, but even if it's just at home, you want to have your body regulated so that way you can relax and get things done. It helps attention and focus, and it also just helps social skills, making friends, interacting with others. There are 3 categories for sensory processing. There's the calming category, there's an alerting category, and there's an organizing category. I have some examples listed here of what you might see for these categories and what your child might be doing in order for you to figure out what their sensory needs are. Are there more things than what I have listed? Yes. But since you have examples, you should be able to then try to figure out what that category is and then try to use a strategy that we have listed in this presentation to help you. Some examples for calming would be rocking, repetitive movements, whether that's tapping, whether that's shaking your leg, whether that's doing something with your fingers, where you're doing fingers near your face. There's rhythmic movements, there's deep pressure seeking, so wanting deep hugs, trying to squeeze in between that couch cushion and the couch, wanting warmer temperatures, soft textures to feel, to rub on your face, low lighting, soothing music, and tactical input, rice or sand bins. Then there's alerting, so fast movements, quickly switching up things, running, then jumping and switching directions, a rhythmical and unpredictable movement, bright or flashing lights, wanting cold temperatures, spinning around in circles on your feet, spinning around in circles on a chair, spinning around in circles on a swing, wanting music with faster beats per minute, wanting that up-tempo feel. The last one is organizing. Heavy work is something you might have heard an occupational therapist say, and that's really wanting to do something where there's a heavy load, where they have to lift, carry, push, pull something. They're seeking that out. Tactile input is also important here, like rice or sand bins, linear movements, like horizontally or vertically, jumping up and down, laying down on the ground, rolling around down on the ground, crawling, crashing. These are all things you'd see in the organizing category. Some activities to support the sensory processing. For calming, turn the lights off, use natural lighting, calm down or quiet area with fidgets. This could be putty, this could be stress balls, this could be a fidget spinner, whatever you feel is something that would help calm them. This could be a lot of different fidgets or things depending on your child. Deep breathing exercises. Have them breathe in for 5, have them breathe out for 5. Trace their fingers when they're breathing. When they're tracing their finger up, they breathe in. When they're tracing their finger down, they breathe out. Have them do that for all 5 fingers, repeat it a few times. There's a lot of deep breathing exercises that you can try. Bubble breathing. Quiet or calming music. Noise canceling headphones. So those are some strategies to support that calming sensory processing that they're searching for. For alerting, running in place, jumping in place on the ground, or you could have a little mini trampoline. Those things are all really great for the alerting sensory processing. Dancing to fast music, doing jumping jacks in place, those kinds of things. Use of a faster speech or music, so you as the adult can speak faster, you can have them speak faster, you can listen to faster music. All those things are going to help out with alerting. For organizing, going on a walk, those heavy work activities, you can have them carry in the grocery bags, you can have them carry the basket full of laundry, you can have them carry the laundry detergent bottles around the house. Crossing the midline activities, such as elbow to other knee, so right elbow to left knee, and then left elbow to right knee. Repeat that a few times. TheraBand around their chair legs. If you want to get a TheraBand and put it on a chair in your household at the kitchen table or something, you can have them bounce their foot on it. That helps a lot with organizing, seeking. You could do wall push-ups, so they stand and they push up against the wall. You can do chair push-ups. You can do regular push-ups. You can have a ball chair or a yoga ball that they can sit on, and sit and spins are also great for that organizing category. Some other examples that I can give you are something that you might see frequently with your child, right? So if you see lining up toys, their sensory systems looking for visual input, visual seeking. And something that they might be thinking is, I feel calm when things are organized and predictable. How can you keep supporting that? There's apps you can use online. I know Pok is one of the calming digital apps. There's others you can find. Spin again and stack again. You can have them restack their blocks. You can have them mix up the toys and then line them up again. You can have them look at pinwheels that are spinning, blow bubbles. Chewing on clothes or objects. This is an oral sensory system. They might be thinking chewing helps me focus and calm my body. What helps is jewelry, crunchy snacks, silicone teethers. I personally really believe you should stick to the crunchy snacks and find which one works best for you, because they're a lot more easily accessible. It's not a big deal if you lose them. It's easy to bring around places, and it's discreet. It's just overall something that's easier to maintain, in my opinion. Jumping and bouncing. So the sensory system there is vestibular. I have big energy, I need to release it, help my brain organize, is something that might be how their body's processing it. You can offer a mini trampoline, you can do animal walks. Have them walk like a crab, where they have their hands behind their back and their legs are out too, and they're in a reverse tabletop almost, and they walk around like that. Have them walk around with a giraffe, big steps with their arms up. Have them walk around like a gorilla with their arms down. There's a lot of different animal walks you can find, I'm sure, videos on YouTube to help you. You can have crash pads or have them crash into the couch cushions. They can jump and crash into it. That helps that sensory need. Pinching and squeezing, so that's a tactile system they're searching for. Deep pressure can help their body calm down, so you could do Play-Doh putty, stress balls, tight hugs. If you have a couch, you can kind of have them squeeze in between the cushions, see if that helps. Crashing into things, rough play, so that's proprioceptive. Strong body input is what they need. So safe alternatives there are pillow crashes, tug of war, wall push-ups. Those things are going to help when they're seeking that out. These are all different kinds of strategies you could use